Hi friends! Today I want to talk about how to initiate in urban sketching. I'm Alla and welcome to my YouTube channel. Let's start! Urban sketching we define as a drawing in the place. For example, that you are going on location and you start drawing some interesting views that you have over there. If you are drawing, for example, only a tree or only a bench or only somebody sitting on that bench without creating this drawing within the space that you are staying at, it is not considered that urban sketching. It is usually just a drawing. Or for example, you are just drawing a flower or you are drawing some toys of your kids or anything like this. This is just a drawing, it is not urban sketching. But if you are drawing this, the same, for example, toys, but you also draw this playground where your kids are playing at, then it is considered already an urban sketching. The urban sketching is something that people can relate to. For example, a viewer, when it is watching your work, he or she can relate that, for example, you've been to this place and you have drawn this specific part of the city. For example, staying at Sagrada Familia in Barcelona, you are drawing not Sagrada Familia itself, but you are drawing the playground that are close by. Everybody who knows this playground and watching your urban sketch can relate that you have drawn this place over there. Urban sketching is that kind of skill that can be learned, and I always say that everybody can draw, only the difference is that somebody is practicing more, other less. Urban sketching is the same, but before you start with urban sketching, what you have to do is to initiate at least in drawing and to read some books or watch some courses, because you need, for example, the basics of the drawing, what you have to look at, some perspective ideas, and if you want to color the sketch, then you will need some basic ideas of colorings, of colors, and how to mix those. It is really important that when you start to draw on urban sketching, that you are not expecting to have a master work over there or to have a very realistic work when you are drawing the urban sketch, because as any other skill, it has to be practiced. For example, any sport activity, and you have to learn and to practice a lot till you get to a great results. So the same it is over here. You have to draw a lot till you get this skill. It is not. It doesn't mean that if you are not drawing enough, you won't get a good job in urban sketch. Actually, you will, and it will represent just your style. You can start to learn to draw from different books, from master classes, from courses online, from YouTube videos. Just find your way how to initiate in drawing. There's so much information overall worldwide in internet, libraries, wherever you go, you just need to have a look and you will find this information. If talking about different courses, here I want to share with you some Skillshare classes that I have created over the last several months and that you can take over and to initiate in drawing. I have a specific course, like a completed course for beginners, on how to start to draw and paint with watercolors. This course has some basics about drawing, basics about creating eclipses, perspective, how to mix different colors, and of course some different projects to initiate with. On the other hand, if we're not working on Skillshare, if you want to watch some videos on YouTube, then I really advise to go on with my videos on YouTube. Specifically, I have a playlist created. It is about educational or vlogging on my YouTube channel. There I talk as well about perspective and some other specific details to initiate in drawing. And just like any skill, when you are new, when you are learning, you are going to make a lot of mistakes, but don't be afraid to make those mistakes and just keep practicing. Pick up a casual place and start practicing from that casual place. For example, you can start from some parks, playgrounds that are close by to your house. You don't have to move too far away to start to draw. Or if you are feeling uncomfortable, what you can do is to pick up some friends with you Or maybe join some urban sketchers or other people who are having similar interests as you. In every country, every city, there are different regional groups with urban sketchers who are meeting one with another, and you can be part of them and to start to draw with them. In this way, it won't be so difficult for you to initiate and to enjoy yourself and to enjoy drawing. For example, myself, I don't really like to gather with lots of people. I think that I love to stay alone and to just get inspired with the place and to start to do some drawing, some urban sketching. And the best way for myself, I found it to go to the beach, to play around the colors with water that I see on that day of the time on the beach, to see the same buildings that I see every time. But of course, in my case, I live in Barcelona and it is easier for me to get to the beach and to stay calm and relaxed at the same time painting and drawing. And if we are talking about the supplies as well, don't waste too much money for different supplies if you don't understand about the paper. Only the important thing that when you are choosing a sketchbook, you have to try a sketchbook with mixed media, or for watercolors if you plan to work with watercolors, or mixed media if you want to create some sketches with the watercolors and at the same time with colored pencils, or with any other mediums like acrylics. If the idea of urban sketching for you is to draw only, then of course you can take a sketchbook with more papers on it, and that has a thinner paper. Usually sketchbooks that are prepared only for drawing, those are 90 GSM and are much cheaper than those created especially for watercolors. In terms of the size of the sketchbook, I would go with an A5 size. Don't take a too big sketchbook or too tiny sketchbook, because if it is too big, then you will be afraid to waste that kind of paper and to start to draw. I know that when you start drawing, usually the white paper makes you feel uncomfortable and you don't want to create something not really beautiful on the very good paper. For this reason, just to keep with a smaller size. In case of smaller sizes, you won't be afraid to create something only for one paper, on one paper. On the other hand, if it is too tiny, then your sketches will be too small, maybe not so clear, and at the same time it will be really difficult to align. It will be really difficult for you to align with the details and with some basic perspective issues. In case of watercolors, I would advise you to go with the smaller size of watercolors. Don't buy too many pens or tubes of watercolors. I think going with 6 up to 12 colors, it is more than enough to initiate, because in this way you will have a very small size watercolors and you can take the watercolors and sketchbook with you wherever you go, and you don't need too many supplies to carry on wherever you want to go for travel or just to walk. In this way, you are more motivated to start to paint wherever you just find the perfect moment. In 1 year time, if you are planning to go outside and to draw at least once a week or twice a week, you will see how much you will improve your work. Urban sketching, as any other skill, is a meaningful skill that if you learn it once, it will stay with you whenever you go. It is not a skill that you will lose at a certain point. And I think that just it is beautiful to relax and to keep drawing, to keep enjoying yourself once you stay on a beautiful location. About urban sketching, what I really like a lot is that every time I sketch something, I relate this sketch to a place, to a moment of my life, and it is beautiful to remember these moments. Of course, a picture, sometimes it takes the same emotions, but sometimes not. For example, sometimes it is not so easy to remember the place when you catch up a picture, and at the same time you will remember every time all the drawings that you did, even if you have drawn a lot of those. And this is beautiful, because in this way your way of remember the things is a better one. You remember the places, you remember the people, you remember the emotions that you had on that day at that moment. You have to consider the urban sketching like an experience itself. For example, if travel is about experiencing new places in another world, urban sketching is much more. You are enjoying vivid emotions, you are remembering the places better, you feel that place in that moment, and you experience a lot of interesting things to happen to you. You understand that this is fulfilling yourself and is just helping to create something beautiful for long time in advance, and at the same time to relax and enjoy yourself. Below I will leave some links that you can try and to see some supplies that you need for urban sketching, and how you can initiate without paying too much money on your experience with urban sketching. On the other hand, I will add some links to Skillshare classes that I created on Skillshare, and if you are joining with the link that I will leave over there, you will have 14 days for joining for free Skillshare and to enjoy classes on that platform. And don't forget to subscribe and press the button bell. Thank you very much. It was Ala with you, and see you on the next video. Bye!